I just want to ask you a little bit more just about the transfer window. And bearing in mind what you've spent and how much the owners have backed you, it feels like a phenomenal window. It feels like it's given you a potential. Just how important and how pleased you are. You've always been backed, but you know the backing in this window feels quite phenomenal.
Yeah, that word backed, I don't know. We try to do everything in every department to have the best possible resources, the best people, and to be as competitive as we can. And that's what we try to do when it comes to the transfer market. And I think instead of backing me, it shows the ambition of the club, the ambition of ownership, the ambition of the board, the manager, the players. We all want more. And if we want more, we have to be better. We have to make smarter decisions. We have to demand each other constantly more. And that's what we are trying to do in every decision we have to make.
Would you expect, you know, because you've got big competition in particular areas, maybe people knocking on your door, and how would you feel about that? Could you foresee, you know, maybe 2 or 3 exits before the end of the year?
Well, we don't know. When you shake the tree and when you bring more players, there are always things that can happen. I think the spirit of that is just to be more competitive, to be better, to learn from the past. I mean, with the squad that we have last year, we made life very, very difficult to ourselves. When you see the squads and the sizes of the other clubs and the resources that they have, at least that or more. So we want to be in a place that we feel very comfortable, that we have the right level of competition in the team, but as well the right characters to cooperate and understand their roles and how those roles are going to change and how important it's going to be to accept those roles. And I think we are in a really good place.
Just one on Viktor. Did you like that? First and foremost, did you like what you see last Sunday? He's only, I think, up until that point, trained 2 weeks, isn't he?
Yeah.
What more can you expect? Have you seen this week him kind of stepping up a level? To me, he looks a really strong powerhouse that's made, you know, for English football. How do you see it? I mean, it's you know, have you been further impressed in what you've seen in these early weeks than you even thought so?
I've seen, as you said, it's been a really short period because on that I think we have to manage a lot of training session within that. But I think we're all going to be extremely happy when he starts to put the ball in the back of the net very, very often, which is his biggest ability. So the team, myself, we have a big responsibility to help him understand him, how we're going to do that to be more efficient. And that's it. It was the first game, really demanding game. We take it from there.
Sure. Can I just double check on Kyle? Was it a tackle? Was he running? How exactly did you pick?
No, it was a tackle. It was just a reaction, not a tackle. It was a low reaction, yeah.
Okay. And just in terms of in the past, when you looked around at your squad, you may think, oh, we need some depth here, need some depth there. When you look around your squad now, is it, you don't see any weaknesses and is it the most complete squad you've had since you've been here?
In terms of numbers and quality, yes, for sure.
But then with that, are you then concerned that it could get a bit bloated? And do you need to do some work in terms of outcomes?
Bloated, sorry, what does that mean?
Oh, too big.
Too big? I don't know why we are too big. I don't know what the rest they have. They have 27, 29, 32 players in the squads. No, I think we have a really good balance of players, the versatility of the players, the understanding of roles of those players, the mixture between the experienced youth, ambition. I think I'm very happy with what we have. And we are protected for what it can happen as well, which I think is important.
And sorry, just one more. You conceded 19 fouls against United at the weekend. I think you haven't conceded that many in over 15 months. Was it just that game, or is it something in your team that you put in to try and break up play more, to be more aggressive?
No, it wasn't part of the plan. I think it developed. It was a lot of man-to-man situation. When that happens, normally that and results of play happen very, very often. And yeah, we have to defend better without fouls, that for sure. That will be the encouragement and the teaching from my side.
Isan?
Hi, Mikel. With
Hi.
the expected arrival of Eze in this window, that'll take you spent over £250 million. In terms of, a lot of that's to do with the front line. In terms of your front line, do you look at that and think, wow, compared to last season? Because if you look at from last season now, it does seem a totally different equation.
Well, it is different because before you asked me questions and you said, I think you are the 60th club in Europe in terms of what you spend in the front line. So we spend in the back line. So now we spend, if we do, in the front line. So we need to find the balance, the evolution of the team, the needs, the possibilities as well. Because obviously, when you evolve in the team, it's just not what you want to do. It's the resources that you already have and the time of that. Very pleased with what we are doing.
So you've spent the money. The other aspect is obviously getting...
Invest.
Invest, okay.
Yeah.
The other aspect is getting players out the door. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, they seem to be really good at getting good money for players that are surplus their requirements.
Yeah.
How important is that together outside of Arsenal? Do you look at the other club and think, I wish we could get a bit more money for our players?
Yeah, I think you have to understand the context of those clubs, where they have been in the last 10 years, sets and resources that they have, how they operate. Very difficult to compare those contexts, those clubs that you mentioned, with ours.
And in terms of Viktor going forward, how would you envisage him? We'll get him involved a bit more, because obviously with the defence it's so low back and the rest of it. How would you envisage trying to bring that forward in the coming months?
That's going to happen naturally. I'm very happy with him. I think we need to make an effort as well to try to understand him, to connect. We've done a lot of work this week in relation to that as well. He's very smart, very intuitive player as well. So I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Okay, last two. Gary
Remember at
first.
the end of the season, when it's asked you about sort of spending, you compared it to a wedding, and you said sometimes you go to a wedding, you spend more than you think. Did you come to this summer and actually expect to spend this amount?
Some of the things that I say, why do I say that?
Did you expect to spend it?
I can always blame my wife, though. She said she spent it. I did in this case as well. So,
You have to blame Kate.
so
Did you expect to spend this amount of money, or were there just opportunities, and therefore you can go to the club and say, actually, this is something we weren't going to find. Can we spend some more?
well, there are a lot of situations in relation to that. We've lost players with end of contracts as well. We lost 2 players by injury. Tomiyasu, what happened, and then as well with Gabi Jesus, obviously. So there are a lot of factors that are contributing to that. But make sure that we're investing in the right profiles, the right characters, and especially the right players that can give us an edge and improve us. And I'm very certain we've done that.
And the one you're about to bring in is very different from the players you sort of signed before, because he's like a maverick and says he could do it. He's very off the cuff. Is this almost the first off the cuff player you've actually bought? Is this going to be a very different player to work with than what he might be 4 out of 10 one week, he might be 9 out of 10, and also he might play a pass that is brilliant, or is this going to be completely different? So Arsenal going to be very unpredictable this year?
There's a lot of things there. Go back to the first question. I think I cannot talk about a player that is not with us. If one day that happens, I will be more than happy to respond to that incredible question. Yeah?
We'll have to remember it then.
Okay, I will try.
Finally, John.
You mentioned making things difficult for yourself last season. Is this amount of spending the benchmark for a club that wants to win? I mean, Liverpool, I know they've spent loads. Is this every season Arsenal have got to do this?
No, it's not there. And as well, I think it's very difficult to compare what those clubs have done 6 years ago, 10 years ago, because the market is changed, inflation. There's a lot of factors there to consider as well for us. I think we have to understand the value of the players that we are recruiting. Are we investing in the right profiles as well in a sustainable way? I think we do. We are very thorough. We have ownership with incredible experience and so smart to guide us, help us, and support it in that sense. And the same with the board and Andrea. And at the end, it comes down to, okay, yeah, what the players can fit in the way we want to play and the way I feel about players. And we believe that we've done the right thing.
Did you have to persuade to spend so much? It sounds as though everybody was involved with having to go this summer.
No, but there are things that are more planned than others, obviously. And as long as there is great communication and you can be sensible and explain things and try to understand as well the total context of the club and how it's operated, we are good. And I think we are all with big smile on our faces, understanding that we've done really well. The market is not closed, and we have to stay very alert because there's a lot of things that can happen still. But so far, so good. Yeah. Thank you.